Hello everybody, welcome back to another Halo CE modding tutorial, and today we're going to be talking about how to create and use a custom dropship animation using Blender, some animation utility tool, this thing right here. I'm going to link this in the description. And then after we get that entire animation working and exported, compiled, scripted, then I'm going to do a quick, I guess, just scripting tutorial on how to spawn a squad of AI, teleport them into the vehicle, and then unload them like midway through that vehicle's custom animation, so it gives the effect of them dropping off troops. So, yeah. Also, you also need the Halo development tool set for Blender. It's the same tool. It's the same thing that I used for the map making videos, the custom character video. Same exact thing. So. Get that ready, get that installed, enabled in Blender, and then you should be good. So let's get started. Before we get into Blender quick, we're going to want to create a data directory because this is pretty important. So go to your data levels folder. We'll create a new folder. I'll create a new folder from scratch. If you already have a mission you want to use this in, just use that folder. I'm going to call this Dropship. Open that up, and then in here create another folder or whatever level folder you want to use. Name it animations. It must be named animations because this is like a models folder or a scripts folder. This has to be named very specifically in order for programs to go look in it. So animations. And then we're gonna save all our animation stuff to here. So now we will open up Blender quick. And we gotta import a few things. We gotta import two things before we start making the animation. Alright, now we're in Blender. We'll get rid of all this stuff. I'll just preemptively change the view distance to like 100,000 here so we can see the entire BSP, because we're going to have to import a BSP for this. But first you want to import your whatever dropship you want to use. So go to File, Import. If you have your tool set enabled properly, all these Halo things should show up. We want to import a Halo tag. Then we will go to D drive, find your Halo editing kit stuff, HCEEK, tags, vehicles, and then I'm gonna do a pelican, and then you want to get your .gbx model. You want to import that. So select the pelican.gbx model, import tag, wait for it to be imported, and here we go. So, and it's pretty big, at least compared to where I was. So here we go. That's pretty easy. And now we need to import a BSP, the one you plan to use your animation with, because what we're going to be making is basically a world relative animation. So this will only work properly on one BSP. So every single BSP you want to use a dropship animation for, you have to go into Blender, import the Pelican or Spirit, import the BSP you want to use, and then make your animation using that BSP as a reference. Because there's a recorded animations function in Sapien, but I think it's broken completely. I can barely use it. I can't move around and puppet units. It's broken. So this is the next best thing. So we got get your dropship in. Now we need to import the BSP we want to use. So Halo tag. Then we'll go back, find the BSP you want. I'm going to be using the first BSP of the second mission, A30A scenario. So import that. And there we go. And now we got the entire BSP, and everything matches. So we should be good. Don't have to worry about size differences. To actually see in your BSP, to actually use it as a reference, go open it up and then find the level portals thing and just hide that. That's gonna allow you to see stuff. Now, that's pretty much all we need to do with the BSP because it's literally just a reference. Now, back to your armature, or pelican. select your armature, Shift Tab to go into pose mode, because we do not want to change the origin whatsoever. The origin of the Pelican and the BSP must stay 0, 0, 0. So you only want to move your dropship when you're in pose mode. So we'll in pose mode select all the bones, and now we can move it around. Don't have to worry about the origin changing. So now we will move this Pelican to where we want it. And we will scroll to make that move. Yeah, let's just get it in position here. And we want it to be, how do I want to do this? I guess we can make it, whoops. Can make it come from somewhere else. Okay, so you want to set up your Pelican where you want the animation to start. So what I plan to do is we'll start the Pelican right here. We'll have it kind of fly in, drop infantry down right here, and then kind of fly off, and then around here, and then it'll cut the animation. So I'll probably link a Blender basic animation tutorial in this, but I'll cover the basics, or I guess the basics that I know. So basically what we have to do, make sure you're in pose mode as always, and then set up your Pelican in the position you want it to. Then you should have this animation player down here. You can drag it up and down like this. We don't need much. And then make sure all your bones are selected. You're in position. Hit I. Location and rotation, and you should have this little dot right here. And basically you just move this first. You usually want to move this first, then move the Pelican to a new position, and that'll basically create a fresh animation. So if we were to move this guy, let's do the local axis. That should work better, right? Yeah. So if we move this guy forward, insert another keyframe, but hit back on our animation thing, we have a basic animation. It's just moving from keyframe to keyframe to keyframe. So that's how that's done. I'm not gonna make the entire animation. Well, I am, but I'm not gonna show it. So I'm gonna cut to when I'm done with the animation, and then we'll get back to it. All right, so I put together a little animation. It's a bit sloppy, but you get the point of it. Basically, a thing comes in from here. Pretty slowly. It's gonna land and drop guys off like right here. Do a little thing to look cool, I guess. I don't know. And it's gonna take off and go around and kind of just fuck off and disappear somewhere. Yeah, definitely a pretty sloppy animation, but yeah. So, that's basically all you do in Blender. You just load in the dropship, load in the BSP, move the dropship in pose mode to where you want it, insert keyframes, and just make your entire animation, and cut it off. Whoa, cut it off at the very end here, so we end on frame 660. So we want the end here to be 660. Otherwise, it's basically gonna, unless you want to hover afterwards, you can, I guess, have a little bit on the end. But basically, it's gonna play this, whatever this frame number is. So, yeah. But yeah, that's that. So get your animation done, and then click the I to completely hide the BSP. Drag your animation marker play thing all the way back to frame 1, because when we export, I think it just plays through the entire animation, and we'll leave it on 1 just to be safe. So now all we need, well, actually first we need to save the Blender file. So we'll save as, this is the wrong folder. We'll go back, go to Dropship animations, and we'll name this Pelican Drop 1. The name of the file we're going to export is important later. So remember all the stuff you name. So there we go, got the Blender file saved, got our animation done, BSP hidden, just got the pelican visible. So now we go up to File, Export, JMA, Jointed Models Animation. Click on that. Dropship animations, make sure it's the correct folder, the animations folder of whatever level you want to use. Now, for the extension here, we want to hit JMW because that makes it world relative. And that's the type of animation we want to create, something that's relative to the BSP, so it matches the BSP, which is also why we have the origin that stays at 0 along with the BSPs. So everything matches up. And then we leave the scale to default. And this name right here is going to be the name of your JMW file. That's very important. So all that's good. Export animation. It'll take a little bit, and then by the end, it should basically teleport to the very end of the animation because it just plays the animation to export it. And there we go. Compiled and exported successfully, and the pelican teleported over there. Now, we're not quite done with Blender yet. We'll come back here quite a bit later, but I guess leave your Blender open or do whatever. And now in our animations folder, we have a .jmw file for the animation. Now we need to do a few extra stuff. Or did that make sense? Whatever. We have to do something else before we compile this into a model's animations tag. So this is where the CE model animation utility comes in. You should start with this. It should just be a this right here. I just created my own folder and put all this stuff in it. But basically, just double click the .jar file, and it should pop this little thing open. And the thing we need to change for our animation is the node checksum. So and we also need Gorilla for this. So we're going to uncheck process models because we don't worry about that. We're going to come back to this later. And this directory, we want to go back. We want to go to our levels folder, this right here. So copy this address and then paste it in here. Because basically what we're doing here is we're guiding this tool to the folder that has the animations folder. So we don't want to go directly to the animations folder because it's not going to find anything. So what's going on with this thing is it's looking for an animations folder in the folder you specify, and then it's going to open that up itself and then search through and find any JMS or JMA, JMW files, animation files. So that's what's going on here. Now we need to go to Gorilla, and we need to open the oh, I already have it open. Open your .vehicle. Oh, no, not the .vehicle. Open the .gbx model of your desired dropship. The same tag we imported into Blender. So we'll go to pelican .gbx model, and then right here, node list checksum. Copy that. So -43, whatever the hell. So copy that. Minimize Gorilla. Paste it in here. Make sure the directory is specified to one folder before your animations folder. Click Fix Data Files, and Pelican Drop 1 JMW. It changed the checksum from this to this, and I'm not sure exactly what the hell this means or what the checksum does, but from what I saw, you need to have the animation folder checksum match the .gbx model checksum for it to work. You may not need it. You can figure that out on your own, but better safe than sorry. So there we go. Now we can compile this into a model tag. So we're going to open CMD, or tool, command prompt, whatever it is. And the command we need is called tool animations. And then we do the exact same thing we did for that utility tool. We just specify one folder before the animations folder, because this is compiling these animations is exactly like compiling a sound tag. This right here, this folder will become the tag, and then this JMW file will become one animation in an entire animation graph. That animation graph is only going to have one animation because there's only one JMW file, but if we had like pelican drop 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in here, and then we compiled it, this tag right here would have like 5 different animations. And when we create the tag, it's going to give it the name of Dropship here. It's going to give it the name of the folder that it was located in. So, levels, we start in the data tag by default when we type animation. So levels, and then just define one folder before your animations folder. So levels drop ship. Just like that. Enter. It found our JMW, compiled it, did all that. And now if we go to the mirrored tag directory, levels dropship. I don't even have a scenario created for this yet, so it completely cloned the directory. And we have dropship.modelanimations because we specified the dropship folder right here, and then it just gave the animations tag that name when we compiled it. So let's open Guerilla again. Open Guerilla, dropship animation in here, the animation graph. And if we go down, here's our animation, 659 frames. Remember, we are at 660. I think it deletes like frame 0. And then you want your frame size to be 20. If this is 0, I think the animation won't work. The node list checksum is correct. And remember, this is the name. This is the name of the JMW file. Still gonna have to remember that. We got world relative checked because when we exported, we chose the JMW extension, and that animation should work. So now we have to create, oh, why did I close Guerilla? We have to create a scenario and start using this. So we'll open Sapien quick. Oh no, I have to create the scenario first. We'll open Guerilla quick, and I'll just create a scenario and get everything set up. Okay, so there we go. We got our dropship scenario done. And remember, you have to use the same BSP structure that you imported into Blender. If you use this with another BSP structure, it'll still run the animation, but it's going to be like far off. It's going to be like way far off because the world space is just different of the BSP. Every BSP except the one you used. All right, so we will go to our spot where we made the animation happen, which is right here. The pelican is going to be flying in from like right here, down here, all the way down here. It's going to come down here, hang out here for a little bit, then kind of go off here, and then go off to the side, hopefully out of sight. So we will put our player start location right here. Why can't I change the rotation? There we go. There we go. So we'll be looking right there, and the pelican should come right there when we're done. Now you can actually test your animation in Sapien before you even compile anything, or save your scenario, or script anything. So we will do that. And we will do that by spawning a pelican, and then using that. Oh, we have to edit types. Go into edit types, vehicle, add, find pelican.vehicle, vehicles, pelican.vehicle. There we go, that's in there. Units, vehicles, we'll just spawn it over here. Type pelican, give it a name. We'll call it pelican, pelican drop 1, the same name as its animation. And now we're gonna script it to, or we're just gonna give a basic command to have it run that, which is the same command that we'll use in scripting later. But yeah, you get all that set up, and now hit the console key. This little Halo 1 thing should pop up in the bottom corner. And you do have to put the entire command in parentheses. You can't just type it in like map_name. You have to put it in parentheses. So the command we're going to be using is custom animation, then space, Then you specify the object name, which we named it pelican drop 1. So pelican drop 1. Then we define the location of our dot animation model, or our dot model animations tag, which is in tags, and we start in tags by default. So levels, drop ship. That first dropship, that is the levels folder, and then we'll type dropship again because that is the name of our animation graph. So levels dropship. Then this is the part where you have to remember the actual JMW file you made, because we're going into a animations tag that could have as many animations as you want. We only have one, but you have to specify the string name of that animation. So we'll go open Guerilla quick and then open our animations tag. Should already be open. No, it isn't. All right, so we'll open that tag, .model animations. And then we want to get this string right here, so pelican drop 1. So we literally just type this animation. So pelican drop 1. And then there's one thing at the end called, I think it interpolates between animations or something like that. I'm not sure. I haven't noticed much of a difference, but it's basically you can type true or false at the end here. I just have always done true. That seems to work. But that's the entire command. Enter. And look at that. We got an animation working. And it, you know, we can still see it there. But yeah, the way the animation works when you play it, it basically teleports to the first keyframe you put in Blender, and then when it's finished with the animation, it just teleports right back to where you set it. So there we go. Now, if you do that exact same command in scripting, the animation will play in Tag Test, in MCC, in Custom Edition. Well, if you're doing Custom Edition, you have to compile with the Custom Edition tools. But the animation utility should work for anyone. So there we go. That's how we get the animation done in Blender and working in Halo 1, Halo Sapien at least. So now we are going to talk about how to actually script a group of infantry to be loaded into the Pelican, and then when it gets to about here, unload, and then just like refinement commands, I guess, to make it look a bit more, I guess, professional, a bit less, I don't know, whatever. But the first thing we're gonna do is, we're in our Pelican here, we're gonna check not placed automatically, because we want this dropship thing, we only want it to happen like once, or very, very rarely. So we don't want this guy just hanging out up here. We don't want to be able to hear his engines. We want it to feel like it's just coming in, leaving, done. So, check that. And now we need to place our AI. So you can place your AI wherever the hell you want. It doesn't matter, because as soon as we place them, we're going to be teleporting them into the Pelican. So we will first... Yeah, I'll set up the entire AI squad quick, and then just come back. Okay, so there we go. I got all these guys set up. I got like Marines with assault rifles, Marines with shotguns. We got 8 of them. I think the Pelican can hold 10 units of infantry. But I'll just do 8 because that's what I did before. I got their starting locations up here by the Pelican. It doesn't really matter. And in the encounter, we want to check not initially created, because again, we don't want guys just like standing around. You know, because if we look up, we don't want to see some Marines just like hanging out up there. It'd be a little awkward. Set the player to set the team to player. So that should be everything. I got a encounter and then 1 squad. You can use the same animation multiple times, but you cannot use the same squad multiple times. You can't like clone a squad like retroactively in scripting. So you could have like squad 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then each script you do, you do the exact same script with the pelican, except you just load it with a different squad of Marines. But we'll do that pretty soon. So I think that's everything in Sapien. Oh, I still have to place some firing positions. I'll just, yeah, guarding at guard position. Oh, I have to put the numbers too. 8 of them, 8 of them. Then they're gonna get dropped off like right about here. So we'll just kind of toss down some firing positions in the area so they, you know, kind of spread out like that. Save that, and now we need to go to scripting and just throw in some. There's quite a few commands, but it's not too complicated. So HCEEK. Now we go to our data, levels, basic, you know, basic script creation. Make sure when you create the new scripts file, or you create the .txt, and then you basically open that up and then save it as a HSC file to be able to script in it, get rid of the txt, and now that script will work. So now we'll do a basic startup script. And we'll put the entire dropship script into a, what's it called? Static script. So script, static, void, pelican, drop 1. I don't think the name will conflict with the object names. It shouldn't. All right, so now we need to do a bunch of basic commands. So I forgot one thing in Sapien. We need to make a flag because there might be some issues playing the animation. So like with clipping and stuff like that. So one of the ways that I heard to deal with that is to just place a flag and then teleport the pelican to the flag right away and then play the animation. So we'll just put a random cutscene flag up here. We'll do 101, 105, just teleport it right there. And we'll name it Pelican Flag 1. Just like that. Now we should be able to do this in scripting. So let's see here. The very first thing we want to do is a what is it called? Object create a new. So object creates a new, and then you define your object, which ours is pelican drop 1. That's the name of the specific pelican we're using. Drop 1. And basically what this does, a new, is it's going to create a new version of this, and if one already exists, it's just going to delete that. So basically, with doing this, there can only be one of these in play at a time. Or I guess while this script is being executed. I should have named that right. Correct. Vehicles. Oh yeah, pelican drop 1. Okay. So as soon as we call this, I'll just copy and paste this script right here, so it's already set. We're going to call that static script as soon as we start up. So it's basically just going to recycle it. It's going to place it. Because we turn this is not initially placed. So with this, a new script, it's going to actually place it in-game. There we go. Now we need to do object teleport. Then your defined object. Pelican drop 1. I guess the teleport command, I guess that's just for like debugging the pelican, just like making sure nothing's screwed up. or just helping it out. I'm not sure. You might not need to do that. Better safe than sorry, though. Then we want to place our AI. I mean, all these first like 5 commands you can really do in. Well, you want to create a new pelican very first, but most of these you can do in like any order you want, really. So we're gonna place our AI squad. So we're gonna do AI place. Place. Then we define the actual squad. So the encounter name we I used is Pelican Cargo 1. Then we do a slash, and then we do squad 1. So we're placing squad 1 in the Pelican Cargo 1 encounter. Then we want to do a vehicle magic load command. Is that the correct one? Did I not write that one down? I guess I didn't write that one down. I already have this entire thing scripted out. So I'll just go get that script quick. Should be in the convo one. Scripts. There we go. Yeah, then we'll do vehicle load magic. Then you specify the pelican. So ours is pelican drop 1. And then you do a string to define what seat. If you leave it empty, it's just gonna fill seats. So, and I believe it does passengers first for the pelican. So all 8 guys are just gonna be in the passenger seats, in one of the 10 passenger seats. And then you define who's being loaded. So AI actors, pelican cargo 1. Might need to reverse the slash there. The same as this right here. The same squad we just placed. So pelican cargo 1, squad 1. So now, new pelican will be created. It will be teleported to that flag. The AI will be placed and teleported into the vehicle. Now we start the animation. So this is the exact same command we put into Sapien to just test the animation. So custom animation, then your object. So drop 1. Then you define the animation graph file itself. So ours is levels drop ship, and then drop ship to define the actual file, and then or the actual tag, and then we define the actual file, the literal animation we're playing inside that animation graph, which is pelican drop 1, I think, and then add true or false at the end. Do I still have guerilla? Oh, good, I do. Pelican drop 1. Okay, yeah. Now, this is where we go back to Blender because if we do all this without a sleep command like this one, it's basically just gonna start the animation, then all the guys are gonna jump out because it just executes straight down. So we want to tell this to sleep until a certain amount, unload the vehicle, and then it'll just continue with its animation. But the animation is never being paused. So the way we do that is we just go in here, and then we find the frame, because Halo goes at 30 frames a second. I believe Halo Classic is locked at 30 frames a second, and also the ticks. The ticks are also 30 frames a second, so they're the same thing. The FPS and ticks are the exact same for Halo 1. It should be. So we'll just pick out a frame here. So it lands at 300. So and then it stays until 420. So we'll unload at frame 330. So in our script we will do sleep for 330 ticks. So the animation's gonna start, then it's gonna sleep for 330 ticks, which is gonna be right when it arrives here. Then Then we tell this vehicle, our Pelican, to unload, which is going to kick all the guys out. Vehicle unload, and then our name, Pelican drop 1, and then we specify the seats again. I'm just going to use an empty string because, again, that's going to specify every seat, so it's going to just wipe every seat. And then we just need it to sleep until the end, so we're going to do a sleep unit get custom animation time, so it's basically going to just be tracking the amount of time left in the animation. And then we're going to do object destroy because we don't want that Pelican just hanging around. And we don't want it to teleport back to its start location either. So, yeah, sleep, and then in parentheses again, unit get custom animation time, and then you define your object, so drop 1, and then you do object destroy Pelican drop 1. So there we go. Now when we start up, this script will be called, and it'll run all of this. And it should work. I guess we'll find out. So there we go. Save this, compile. There we go, I fucked something up. That's not a big surprise at all. Line 4, object, teleport. Yeah. Can't really, I don't know what the fuck teleport means. Teleports. Let's see if anything else happens. I got another thing wrong. Object teleport. Pelican drop 1. Oh, I'm a dumbass. I forgot to specify the flag. That's right. Yeah, we have to specify the flag when we do teleport. Okay. So, okay. Object teleport. The object being teleported, and then the flag it's being teleported to. So, Pelican flag 1. But I did get that teleport wrong, so that's nice. Alright. Pelican, so Pelican drop 1 to Pelican flag 1. Now watch another error come up. Nope, okay, we got it. So, there we go. Everything's compiled, everything should be working, and now I'm gonna load this up in tag test. And I tested this in MCC. I created an entire mod for it and everything. It should work in MCC just like it does in tag test. I don't see why it wouldn't. Tag test is like slightly more scuffed, but should be the exact same. So, now when we load up the scenario, that Pelican should play its animation, drop off the Marines at frame 330 of its animation, and that should be the end of the video. Map, name, levels, drop ship. Here we go. There's the Pelican, we can hear it flying in right above us. And come down pretty fast. All the Marines get right out. It was a little bit sloppy. And the animation obviously is a little sloppy. But all the Marines got out, and there you go. Took me a fat minute to figure that out. How to, I guess, just do the entire animation thing in general, but fucking got it eventually. So yeah, that is how you do a custom animation. You should be able to, you can do a lot more with the unloading. You can make the unload much more spread out. So it's like one guy unloaded, one guy at a time. You know, much more normal, because they kind of all just like piled out. It wasn't too bad, but they got kind of clumped up. But I think you can do like a bunch of begin commands, and then like specify this seat unload, this seat unload, this seat unload. I'll go show you quick. We shouldn't need to be in tag test anymore. But if you go into Guerilla, and then you open your .vehicle file for the Pelican or the Covenant Dropship, there should be a bunch of seat strings, and you can use those strings with commands. I'll link the scripting reference I use and all that stuff. So Pelican.vehicle. Seats. Yeah, seats right here. So you got all these seats, passenger left front. So you basically you'd use these strings right here to define this seat unloads at this time, this seat, this seat, this seat. It's definitely a lot more tedious, but it also, you can make it look a lot better as well, other than them just like kind of piling out. So, yeah, that's that. Hopefully that helped. Hopefully that made sense. I will try my best to help anyone who has any problems. If you do have problems, I guess try and specify exactly what you did, because you know, with this I guess modding stuff, if you just say, hey, I have a problem, it's like it could be like 50,000 different things. So I guess just try and specify what you were doing, what the exact like problem is. If you get like a scripting error, just like put that in. Yeah. Now you can actually create like even more dynamic missions and cool stuff like that. And I think the ghost, no, actually the pelican should be able to carry vehicles too. I'll have to look up how to do that, but it should be very similar. You should just like load the vehicle into the vehicle. I'll probably do a different video on that. But yeah, if you made it here, thank you for watching. If you watch any of my other stuff, thank you for watching that as well. And I will see you in whatever I decide to do next time. So thank you for watching.